Hello Super Stallions. Today we're going to review tempera paint practices. We're going to look at what supplies you need to get before you make a tempera painting, what rules you need to follow when you are using tempera paint, and how to properly clean up from tempera painting. Let's get to it. To make a tempera painting, you need to make sure you have an apron. You need to have an egg carton of paint, which you should share with a friend. You need to have a paper towel to wipe your brushes on. Do you know what you don't need? That's right, you don't need a cup of water. All right, so you have everything you need. You've got a couple of tempera brushes. You've got your paint. You've got your paper with your name on the back of your paper. Let's go ahead and start painting. I'm not gonna paint a picture of something today. I'm just gonna play with color and think about following the rules and the process for using tempera paint. So I started with my big brush, and I'm just making lots of red happen on my paper. When I'm done with red, everybody should know how I need to take care of the paint without using water. So let's pretend I'm done with red. I'll get all my extra red on my paper. I'm gonna wipe the red on the side of the egg carton, and then I'm gonna wipe it on my paper towel, get all the extra red off, and then I'll switch colors. So we know that the colors are gonna mix a little bit and blend on my paper, but that's what makes tempera beautiful, and it's fine. It's totally fine for those colors to makes a much richer piece of art if they mix a little bit. Okay, let's pretend I'm done with blue. I need to wipe it on the side of the blue and then wipe it on my paper towel. All right, I'm gonna switch to turquoise. I can paint right on top of what I've already painted if I want to. It's fine to get paint on the table. I'm gonna wash the table when I'm all done. I'm just gonna kind of play with those colors. So if we're allowed to have two brushes, usually I wouldn't even use this big brush unless I were thinking about the background. I would maybe use like a medium brush and a skinny brush. So here's my medium brush. I'm gonna go ahead and keep going with some purple. The purple and the turquoise mix nicely. All right, I'm not gonna say it. What do I do when I switch colors? Okay, and then, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna do some more purple. And I know that tempera is really cool because tempera can sit right on top of tempera. So I could take my little brush and I can paint right on top of my other paint. So again, I'm done with yellow, so I need to wipe it on this side and wipe it on the paper towel, and then I can switch to my next color. We're gonna talk about next what happens when we come back to our painting and look at it the next day. We're gonna talk about what you can add to a dry tempera painting, and we're also gonna go over how to clean up from tempera paint. All right, my tempera painting is all dry. I wanna show you some things you can think about after your painting's dry. First of all, maybe it's perfect and there's nothing else you need to do to it. Or maybe it's not perfect at all, and rather than just recycle it, you're gonna cut it up and use those pieces to make something new. Or maybe it's a great beginning for something. So let's talk about what you could do if you have a dry tempera painting and you wanna add to it. I started to add over here with some Prismacolor art sticks. You could use art sticks or Prismacolor pencils, and they work beautifully right on top of dry tempera. And you can do any kind of drawing or fill in any spaces, maybe some spaces that you ran out of time for, or maybe you feel like you need to add some texture or add some pattern. They work great for that. Oil pastels also work beautifully right on top of dry tempera. You could use your big Crayola ones or your little Sakura ones. You could also do some collaging. Maybe you grab some scraps and you decide you're gonna add some details by cutting out some construction paper shapes. Maybe after you do that, you'll draw on top of those with some oil pastels. So it could become the beginning of something that has lots of details and is actually a really rich picture. Or maybe that's not what you wanna do and you just wanna leave your painting the way it is. It's up to you. Let's clean up from painting. I've got my egg carton right here. I'm gonna set it on the counter right here. I need to make sure I put my painting in the drying rack and put the next shelf down, and I put my paper towel in the trash can. I'm gonna grab my 3 brushes. I need to take care of those. They're my job to clean. I'm not gonna just leave them in the sink, and I'm not gonna put them in the cans dirty, so I need to wash them. I'm just gonna turn on a little bit of cold water. And I don't clean one brush at a time. If there was an extra brush in the sink, I'd clean that one too. I can clean several at a time. First, I just kind of wipe the brushes and get the paint off. Then I get one squirt of soap, get that soap on the brushes to get the rest of the paint off. If I want to get the extra paint off my brushes, I can tap them on the sink gently. Then I need to make sure they go in the right can with the brush head up. So big in the big brush, medium in the medium brush, and little in the little brush can. And then if my table's got paint on it, I need to wipe off my table, and then I'm all cleaned up for next time.